Leagues 3 is out next week and Jagex have released a load of information as well as a trailer, so we can finally put some strategies together. And it was crazy when putting this strategy together, as it all seemed to come together perfectly in the best way possible at the end. Not only will you get 83 attack, 59 strength, 53 hit points, 49 defense, 50 magic, 41 agility, 35 woodcutting, 35 making, 42 fishing, and 34 thieving in around 3 hours and 20 minutes, but getting that much XP is likely to give us a lot of fragments early on, get us to or close to the next XP multiplier, and the most epic unlock of all that you can get as an Iron Man. If you haven't seen any of the Leagues 3 updates, I just want to quickly go through the changes so the strategy makes sense. They've mixed it up again and you start in one area. In the video I did a few months ago, I showed why it was likely to be Kandarin, somewhere between Ardi, Seer's Village and the Gnome Stronghold. The start point is now confirmed as between Seer's Village and Catherby. We also start with 3 skills unlocked, which is Defense, Thieving and Fishing, plus we can choose one combat skill to unlock 2. We can't gain XP in any other skills until we unlock them, but we can, for example, cut down a tree since it only requires level 1, we just won't get any experience for. To get points to unlock things, we have to do certain tasks such as cut an oak log. The whole map is unlocked, but certain individual things are locked and can also only be opened with points. These are skills, bosses and waystones that let you teleport around the map much easier. You can also use points to auto-complete quests if you want to, but you don't get the quest XP or rewards. We start with a 5 times multiplier to all experience, and that includes quest rewards. Finally, fragments can be unlocked by doing certain things such as skilling, bossing and completing clue scrolls. These are similar to the relics in Leagues 2, but not as powerful individually. However, there are many more of them and we can change the ones that are active at any time, and by combining certain ones together, that gives us additional bonuses similar to a set effect. The fragments have a drop chance similar to getting an item drop when killing a boss or completing clue scrolls, but when skilling the chances increase the bigger the XP drop you get, so a 10 XP drop is 10 times more likely to give you a fragment than a 1 XP drop, and so on. These fragments start at level 1 and can go up to level 3. It appears from the trailer that to level up a fragment you have to have it active whilst getting XP in a skill. So in this method I'm going to show you make sure you have fragments active before training and turning in quests. New fragments are also dropped at your feet, so check every time you complete a quest. Basically all of this means that quest XP would be the meta, but a quest reward that gives you XP in 4 skills is a complete waste if you have 2 of those skills locked. So everything has to be done in a very particular order. Start off by picking magic as the 1 extra combat skill you can unlock, and the first thing we want to do is head over and pickpocket a man or a woman in the starter location until you get at least 50 GP and 5 thieving. If you get low on health, you can talk to the barman in Seer's Village pub, ask him what he has available and select stew, and you can buy one for 20 GP which heals 11 hit points. Then go to Catherby and buy a small fishing net if you don't start with one from the fishing shop, a big net, a fishing rod and 5 bait. Then catch shrimp to the southeast until you have 10 fishing. Next buy a jug from the charter ship just to the west and then a spade from the farming shop just to the north. Then you can start the fishing contest quest, which takes around 5 minutes to complete and will give you 12,184 XP and get you to just a fraction under 30 fishing. After you have completed the quest, head back to the fishing spots, as now you can catch things with a big net and fishing rod to get some extra league points to spend later. So use the big fishing net to catch 1 raw mackerel and 1 raw cod, the fishing rod to bait 1 raw herring and a sardine, and finally use the small net to catch an anchovy. You only need to catch 1 of each as this part is purely for points. Next go down to Ardi and steal from the cake stall until you have 20 thieving, banking at least 25 for later on. Then steal from the silk stall until you get 5 full inventories of silk. This will get you over 30 thieving, and it's important to do this very early, as we can only sell the silk 30 minutes of game time after we have stolen it, and it's worth around 8,000 GP, which is going to be our starter cash. Also pickpocket a warrior 5 to 10 times while you are here, just for some GP until the silks are ready, and hopefully some more league points. There are now two paths that you can choose for the next 30 minutes until the silks are ready. You can either do some AFK skilling such as fishing, whilst reading up about the fragments, set effects and how to get points in Leagues 3, which will be released on the day it's out. Or you can do some more questing, then train a few skills up to around the level 30 mark. If you choose to quest, you will have about 10 minutes woodcutting where you can AFK and also read up on the league points, rewards and fragments. Questing will progress the account a bit faster but is slightly riskier as it requires spending points to unlock two skills in woodcutting and fire making which aren't necessary to complete this strategy. It may even be worth deciding on the day when you know how many points you have and how much things cost. If you choose not to quest, grab your jug and GP, then buy a rope, iron axe and ball of wool in the RD General Store. Then you can click on the timestamp below to skip to the next part where we sell the silks. If you're questing, get the jug you purchased earlier and fill it with water in RD, then buy a rope, iron axe, ball of wool and a tinderbox if you don't start with one from the RD General Store. If you forgot to get a jug earlier, you can use the minigame teleport to the fishing trawler and buy one from Port Khazard. Head west by the RD Castle to start the Hazeal Cult quest, and remember to take Hazeal's side so you don't have to have a fight in the quest. Completing this will take you up to 34 thieving and give you 2000 GP. Next, unlock the woodcutting skill, then go southeast and complete the Monk's Friends quest, which is another very short one. Completing the quest will take you up to 27 woodcutting, so now unlock fire making and cut and burn the trees in this area until you level 30 fire making. This will take around 10 minutes and will be a good time to read about all of the fragments. At 30 fire making, you'll be able to go east of Ardee to Witch Haven and do the Sea Slug quest. This will only take around 5 minutes and give you almost 36,000 fishing XP, getting you straight up to level 42. At this point, no matter which route you chose, you should now be able to sell silks to the silk merchant. First, ask for 120 GP, and then 60 GP in the next part for the best price possible, and you will make around 8,000 GP. Unlock your hit points and attack skills, and take out your cash stack, 10 cakes, your axe, and a rope. You can either take the boat in Ardee to Rimington and run east to the magic shop in Port Sarim, or if you have a lot of points left you can unlock the Varrock waypoint, as you can also buy a Staff of Fire in Varrock. Whichever you choose, use all of your money apart from 35 GP to buy at least 200 mine runes, 400 air runes and either a Staff of Fire or 600 fire runes. But the more the better, as well as 6 water and 6 earth runes. Use the minigame's teleport to the fishing trawler and head west to start the Fight Arena quest. Everything in the quest is safe spottable, and by the time you have killed the first few creatures, you will have gained a decent amount of magic and hit point levels. It's quite likely when you unlock magic that you'll be given a staff with a certain amount of runes in it, normally a few hundred similar to Deadman mode. If you do, I'll use this first before using up your runes. This quest takes around 10 minutes even at this level and will give you 60,975 attack XP, taking you up to 44 attack. Next, go west to the Tree Gnome maze, cutting 6 normal logs on the way, and do the Tree Gnome village quest. The boss in this quest is also safe spottable, and the quest will take around 12 minutes to complete. It will give you another 57,000 XP, taking you up to 51 attack, as well as giving you the Gnome Amulet, which is a good defensive amulet, and access to the Spirit Trees. Use the Spirit Tree in the village to teleport out to the battlefield, then unlock the Strength skill. If at any point you run out of points, you may have to do some tasks first, but I would be very surprised if this happened yet. Next, make your way up to the Barbarian Outpost northeast of the Gnome Stronghold and talk to the tutor there, but skip the tutorial as it is quite long. This will unlock the Barbarian Assault minigame teleport and make it much quicker to come back here. Next, head a little bit south and complete the Waterfall quest. Completing the Waterfall quest will give you 68,750 attack and strength XP, presuming the multiplier is still 5x, which will take you up to 56 attack and 46 strength. You will also receive diamonds and seeds as a reward, which can be sold for around 6,000 GP if you need to buy some more runes, as there are 2 high level bosses and 17 dragons still to be killed. Make sure you keep the gold bars though, as these will be needed later. The next quest requires another unlock, but we will have gotten a bunch of fragments and a decent level in many skills, so it should be fine for points. So unlock agility and go to the Gnome Stronghold and do the course until you are level 25, which should take around 10 minutes with the 5 times multiplier. Once you have that, you can complete the Grand Tree quest. In this quest, you go to Karamja, but you don't need to unlock the Waystone as you take a glider there and can just minigame or home tele back. When you complete the quest, you will get 90,000 attack XP, getting you to level 60, and 39,500 agility XP, taking you up to level 41, and you should be around level 40 magic at this point too. The last quest we need to do is Monkey Madness, but even with these stats, it's very difficult without prayer. It is possible to brute force it, but possible to die at the gate where the archers guard, at the underground part, where you go down the ladder, or the boss fight itself, so I recommend getting protection prayers first. If you need more runes at this point, we have now unlocked the Spirit Tree, so we can go straight to Varric and simply buy some more. Next, kill either 25 dragons or 17 lava dragons, or simply run bones from the big bone spawn in the wilderness, and offer them at the altar until you get 43 prayer. If killing dragons, it is faster to kill blue dragons, and there are 4 in the Soul Wars cave. Before completing the last quest, there will be a strong argument for getting to the next XP multiplier if we aren't there already before completing it, as it gives a ton of XP. When you have 43 prayer, take out your gold bar, runes, fire staff, ball of wool you got from the RD general store earlier, and a full inventory of cakes. You may also wish to grab a super anti-poison or 2 from the spawn area by the goblins, but if you got plenty of food, it isn't really necessary. You can use the Spirit Tree to teleport to the battlefield and back to get there quickly. Start and complete Monkey Madness, which takes around 45 minutes, but possibly a little bit less as you do have unlimited running leagues. For this guide, I'm going to presume it's a 5 times multiplier all the way through, but obviously at 8 times or 10 times it makes a huge difference. After completing Monkey Madness, you can either choose 175,000 XP in attack and defense, or strength and hit points, and you get 100,000 in the ones that you didn't choose. Presuming that you pick strength and hit points, it will take you to 63 attack, 59 strength, 53 hit points, and 49 defense. You should also have around 50 magic, 41 agility, 35 woodcutting, 35 making, 42 fishing, and 34 thieving. But the most important part of this strategy is that what it unlocks is probably the biggest advantage in the game. In this strategy, we should have unlocked at least level 1 of the fragment, the Golden Brick Road, unless you are extremely unlucky, which gives us a lot of money when training agility. This will pay for a Dragon Simi, which we can now get from Ape Top, and also the 100k if it is needed in leagues to use the Revenant Caves. Revs drop 850,000 worth of GP, emblems or alcohols per hour, plus a ton of material we can use later, dragon and rune armour, as well as the chance of getting things such as the crossbow and chain mace, which are likely to have an increased drop rate. I don't think there's a faster way to level up and gear for revs apart from possibly just training range solid for 3 hours, but then you would have very bad gear and a maple bow at best. That means people doing this method should have the rev caves to themselves, which is probably the most OP thing you can do as a low level ironman. Lastly, it will give you one last huge benefit, and that is the wilderness bosses. Most bosses need points to unlock apart from the wilderness ones. This is because they can't be instanced, so later players will be fighting over them. By unlocking them at the start of leagues, it gives players a little bit more time, so it's not as horrible later, but we all know it will be. Bosses also have their very own drop table of fragments, and since they are normally end level content, it seems very likely that they will drop some of the best fragments in the game. All in all, doing this you should have good stats, a great place to train combat with some amazing loot, access to some OP weapons like the crossbow, and be able to kill bosses that drop some of the best League 3 fragments, all in around 3 hours and 20 minutes. As you can tell, I'm hyped as hell for leagues, and if you want more updates on it, I recommend WeSkillNow's channel, who always releases a ton of info on leagues, as well as doing loads of theory crafting. This year he even got an exclusive with Mod Flippy. And you can also see exactly how I got on with this strategy, as I will be taking on Skuld in a 1v1 Leagues challenge, where we fight at the end of every 4-hour episode and the loser has to delete their best item or fragment before having one final ultimate battle to see who is the winner, so stay tuned if that's your type of thing.